Last year, I had the honor of sailing with Captain Glenn Shephard from Below Deck Sailing Yacht as the Moorings' newest brand ambassador. We chose the British Virgin Islands as our first destination, and almost immediately after, the conversation turned to, where to next? Like so many people who begin their yacht charter journey in the BVI, we found our answer here.
This is us right
Hang
here.
on a sec. That's our boat?
This is it. Welcome home.
Cool.
46 feet long, 24 feet wide, and with a draft of just 3 feet, this 4-cabin power catamaran is purpose-built for cruising the Caribbean. And this would be our home away from home for our next journey through the islands.
You really surprised me. I didn't know we were coming on a Power Cat. It's my first time.
Well, I have a real soft spot for a good power cat on charter, but in a place like this, with the distances that I know we have involved, I really felt a power cat would be helpful.
Yeah.
If not a lot of fun.
I mean, we had a long way to come to get down here to Highborne from Nassau. What was it, like 40 miles? But we did that in, 2.5 hours, something like that?
Yeah, maybe less. I think we landed in Nassau, 11:30 in the morning. We were at the Marina 12:30 maybe. By 3, we were set up, ready to go, heading out on this little adventure. And yeah, we made it to Highborne easily before the
sunset.
most spectacular sunset I've ever seen.
That was incredible.
So Highborne Key to ourselves yesterday. Now we're in Shroud Key, morning of day 2. And what a place this is. I mean, the sun is shining, the water is just gleaming.
I can't get over the color of the water. There's so many different shades of green and aquamarine. It's just blows your mind. It's just nice being here. Just sat in this, right? With this view. So cool. I think you've converted me, dude. This is really, really cool.
I think we're going to be just fine on this boat.
I'm loving this boat. So as you can see, it's a little bit overcast and cloudy. We're just waiting for this squall to blow through, but thought it'd be a good time to talk about what we did yesterday. We had the most amazing adventure on Shroud Key. We explored the full length of Sanctuary Creek.
Lazy River.
And it was amazing.
We saw so many cool things just from not even before we started paddleboarding, but taking the dinghy up. Clearly, it's like a nursery for so many animals, which is why, protected national park area. So you saw the baby sharks, the really small like baby turtles.
Oh, that was so cool.
Yeah.
We saw that heron.
Beautiful. Really, it's a really special natural place.
That was my first time, and I've been through the Bahamas. I didn't know it existed. I would recommend anybody coming to the Bahamas definitely do Sanctuary Creek, Lazy River. You can anchor and then take your tender all the way out. It's so cool.
Not a bad first day in the Bahamas. And
good.
Hopefully this clears up and we get
this
to
should clear up.
Continue the journey here. But that was a heck of a start. Really fun.
That was an awesome day.
Well, we've made it to our destination for the evening, which is Compass Cay and Compass Cay Marina. The rain has been following us almost all day, heading south from Shroud Cay to Compass Cay. But as soon as the anchor hit the water here, it seems like the clouds moved out of the way, there's blue skies on the horizon, and it just means that we can show you how beautiful this place is when the sun is out and you can see this magnificent blue water and the shallow sandy bottom all around us. And we even made our first friend of the trip, another Moorings Power Cat anchored alongside us. But we're here for one very special reason and one reason alone, and that's to go swim with some sharks. Well, it turned out to be another beautiful day in the Bahamas. You know, we woke up to another squall, kind of gloomy. You were not sure what the day is going to be like, but then you risk it. You come down here, and by the time we got on the mooring ball, the sun popped up immediately, and it looks like it's going to be another amazing day. But before we get to that, I think we got to talk about what we did yesterday.
It's funny because the river was one of the coolest things I've ever done, and the very next day we're swimming with sharks at Compass Cay.
Yeah, you really wonder how are we going to top this at Shroud Cay, because that was a really special time.
That
and
was.
Then Compass Cay, again, we had almost the whole place to ourselves. There was one other boat
That's
anchored
right.
next to us.
Yeah.
Another Moorings Power Cat, which was cool to see.
It was crowded with nurse sharks, so.
Plenty of nurse sharks. I think we went in and there was 20, 25 nurse sharks right there.
It's pretty crazy.
And if I'm honest, I'm as nervous about swimming with sharks as the next person, but I cannot stress enough how easygoing
They're
those
so
sharks were.
chill.
They're so friendly.
So chill.
I don't know many other places in the world that you can do it really in what feels like a very sheltered environment. They got a really nice swim area
Yeah.
where you don't need to worry about any boats coming through. It was very well put together, very cool spot, and something I will definitely remember forever.
Yeah, I think Compass Cay is kind of worldwide famous for swimming with the nurse sharks right off the dock there. So
That was a special spot.
very, very cool experience.
So now we're in Staniel Cay, which is a really special place and the southernmost point on our trip before we start heading back north.
Yeah.
But this is really one of the most important keys in the Exumas, and I think a really feather in your cap moment for any boater to
Any boater comes to the Exumas, you gotta come to
to arrive here. It feels like an accomplishment.
Absolutely.
So very excited, and we have a big day ahead. We have Thunderball Grotto that we're heading to.
Yep.
Some snorkeling, that'll be fun, and then heading right around the bend to Big Major Cay to swim with the pigs.
Yeah, exactly. That'll
So
be cool.
we get to compare swimming with the pigs to swimming with the sharks and seeing which one we like more. So we'll check back in tomorrow. But the weather's perfect. I can't wait to get out there. Let's do it.
Let's go.
One of the best things about traveling are the people you meet along the way. And with the help of a new friend, we stopped to pick up some provisions and enjoyed a VIP tour of the island, Exuma style, before heading back for dinner at the yacht club and another spectacular sunset. From here, we'd begin our long journey back north, beginning with a quick stop at a place affectionately called the Aquarium.
You can't beat the Aquarium at O'Brien's Cay. It's a pretty compact area around an island, and you've got a lot of vibrant colors. You've got the fan corals, you've got sponges, and just every species of beautiful, colorful tropical fish you could think of. And we saw the nurse shark. That was pretty cool to swim with a nurse shark in pretty deep water.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it was a really, really special, alive, and vibrant reef.
Yeah.
Probably one of the most vibrant reefs I've snorkeled in a really long time, which is so great to see.
Yeah.
Continuing on, we headed to one of our most anticipated stops of the trip, which we skipped on the way south, just so we could wait for the weather to clear and see it in all its glory. The National Park at Warderick Wells Cay. The next morning, and our last day in the Exumas before making the crossing back to Nassau. We continued heading north, with every mile bringing us closer to home and the end of our journey. But first, we had one must-see item left on our list: snorkeling the plane wreck at Moorings Cay. Drop anchor just outside the main channel, and just a few yards away is a World War II era plane that was once part of Pablo Escobar's empire. The wreck is steeped in myth and legend. From Moorings Cay, it was a short hop over to Highborne Cay, where our journey in the Exumas had first begun. A fitting end to an incredible week, and a chance to reflect on everything we'd gotten to experience along the way.
Sadly, our Bahamian adventure is coming to an end, but what an amazing journey it's been. We've covered a lot of ground. We did over 150 nautical miles. Fortunately, we had this power cat, which allows us to do it. We had this thing up to 18 knots. People come to the Bahamas for the natural beauty, the sea life, and we've had our fair share. We've seen nurse sharks, we've seen sea turtles, amazing tropical fish. We even have dolphins and eagle rays swimming around inside the marina. Doing it on this power cat has made it effortless. If you've done the BVIs and you want to try something a little bit different, something off the beaten path, I think the Bahamas are the place for you. Why don't you come on down? You won't be disappointed.